Hope you're having a great day. So today we are going to use METATAILOR to create this. Welcome back and hope you liked it. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start with creating a new Metahuman. Now we choose the features, adjust the hair, skin and the beard. Select the tall body from proportion. Let's remove all the clothes. Okay, now once that is done, we will export this Metahuman into Unreal Engine. You can find your character in the Bridge plugin in Unreal Engine. Download highest quality and export. Let's bring our character into the scene and enable all the missing plugins. Now restart the software. Now let's bring back the character back in the scene. Now let's open the blueprint. Let's click on edit blueprint. Now open LOD sync. Make number of LODs to 1 and force LODs to 0. Now let's go to the legs and we need to remove the footwear. So let's do that by selecting it and then reverting the skeletal mesh. And now it's gone. Compile and then save. Now let's make sure the transform coordinates are 0. It's time to export the character. Name it, save, disable level of detail and export. Now let's open the METATAILOR launcher, check for updates and open. Create a new project, name it, confirm. Now let's import our character from import, avatar, open the body base file and let it automap and click next. Now let's get to 3ds Max. Open your desired clothes file in FBX or OBJ format. If your 3D mesh is separated, you might need to group the required meshes together and make sure that all your XYZ coordinates are at 0. Alright, so once that is done, it's time to export the meshes. Name it and save it. Now repeat the same process for all the other parts of the clothing. Once you have them, it's time to go back to METATAILOR. Now let's import all our clothing files one by one. We have the belt, the shirt, the skirt and the vest. Let's open the shirt. Alright, now once that is in, I will skip the textures for now. Let's move on to the next step. From the category, let's select the shirt and then click on next step. Now scale up and align the shirt to the body. Once done, press confirm. Now let's start the pose matching process. Now with the help of the gizmos, align the body as close as possible to the shirt. When you're done, press confirm. Then click on next step. Now let it load. Now you can see we have a perfectly fitted shirt to the body. Time to import the next mesh. We'll import the skirt. Once it's imported, click on next step and it's time to select skirt from the category and again next. Once it's done and processed, it's time to do the same for the rest of the meshes. Now let's import the belt. Move on to the next step and then select belt from the category. Next. Align it and then confirm. Next. Once it's loaded and aligned, let's import the last mesh, which is the vest. Follow the same process. Now you can arrange and layer the clothing from the left tab. And once that is done, We will now be exporting the file for Unreal Engine 5. Click Export, make a new folder with a new name, and then exclude avatar and choose the save location. Once that is done, it's time to export. Now click Export. It's done. Now you have the FBX file for the Metahuman. Now let's go back to Unreal Engine. Import the FBX. And then from the skeleton, we need to select the Metahuman base skeleton. Once that is done, import. Now let's open the blueprint. Click on torso. And now you need to drag and drop the clothes into the skeletal mesh asset. There you have it. You have successfully clothed your Metahuman character with custom clothing. Now you can add your own materials on it. Alright, now let's see and dive into how I created the cinematic. Let's start with the lamps, change the color and emission, and then start by adding rectangular lights. Now place them exactly where you want them to be. So I wanted to go for an afternoon look with some warm lighting. Now again, as lighting is subjective, there's no right way to light a scene. Just go and explore till you get what you need. Now once I'm done with adding rectangular lights, it's time to add an HDRI backdrop. Now add an exponential height fog and adjust the parameters. Enable volumetric height fog. Alright, now once that is done, we need to add a skylight. Now we need to play around with the skylight as well. Try playing with the intensity as well. Again, I went on to adjust the direct light and the skylight. Cool, I think now it's perfect. Alright, now it's time to add a post-process volume. Now make it unbounded. Then change the bloom to convolution. Increase the intensity. Enable the convolution scatter dispersion. Play with it and find the right amount. Alright, now once that is done, let's increase the detail strength from local exposure and then the vignette intensity. Okay, now let's open the skylight and change the color to a little bit greener. So just to, show that we are bouncing off the light from the trees. Now once you get your desired results, it's time to add some lighting to the character and some to the environment as well. So here I'm trying to emulate some bounce light from the sun and the outside environment. It just gives me more control over the light in the scene. So you just need to play around in the scene with the lights in order to get the perfect look that you're going for. Okay, so once you feel that this is enough, we'll get back to the character now. As most of the lighting in the scene is pretty much set, I will add not more than 2 lights. It's just for the highlights and some rim light. And that's it. Now another trick I use for a better looking Metahuman face is combine the base color map and normal map with the 3D scan store textures. Now I'm replacing the default Metahuman face textures with the textures which I have. Once that was done, I blocked the cameras in the scene, then I added the keyframes for the motion. I used Metahuman Creator to capture the facial animations and added some manual keyframes for the body. After that, a little bit of some particles and post-processing, we have what we need. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe and stay tuned for some more amazing content coming right your way.